going on, everybody? Today I just wanted to make a quick video talking about my C6 Corvette 6-speed manual. It is a 2005 and it has the LS2. So I wanted to talk about 5 things that I love about my C6 Corvette. Alright. So to get things started off with, obviously the first thing that I love is the power plant. So the LS2 was released in the 2005 Chevrolet Corvette, and it ran up until 2008 where they actually switched to the LS3. That engine had about 30 or 40 more horsepower than this one, so it was a little bit faster, and everyone says that the LS3 Corvettes are the ones to have. But due to my budget when I was purchasing this car, LS2 is all I could afford. And to be honest with you, I love this car. It never feels like it's down on power. It never feels inadequate. It feels like it's the right amount of power. It feels like it's not too fast to where you're really gonna get yourself in trouble, but definitely plenty to have fun with. I've also taken this car on the autocross, and that was a great time. This thing handles really good. It handles better than any other car that I've ever owned, and I really love it. Alright, so the second thing that I really love about this car is when you park it in a parking lot and you turn around and look back at it. I just think that this car is beautiful. The C6 Corvette is one of my favorite generations. I love the body lines, especially on the doors, how it has like the triangles. I actually heard in a YouTube video somewhere that this car's design was inspired by the F-22 Raptor fighter jet. And of course, I'm a little bit of a plane nerd myself, and so I just think that's really cool that this car has some styling attributes from a military fighter jet. Alright, and the third thing that I really love about this car would be its handling characteristics. You feel like there's a lot of confidence inspiring in this car. The active handling system is actually surprisingly good at keeping the car in a straight line. I have had some times that were a little bit sketchy, where the car felt like it wanted to get away, but it never felt like it was something that you couldn't control, and it never felt like it was unpredictable. So I always thought that it was pretty easy to keep this car going straight, as long as you don't have everything turned off, because then of course that would be a different story. But I did take this car on the autocross course. I'll put some clips in here. But I had an amazing time. I actually used to have a 2018 Honda Civic Si Coupe, and it was turbocharged. It had the adaptive dampers, and it was a little bit lighter than this car. But of course, that was front-wheel drive, so it wasn't quite as good on the autocross course. It wasn't quite as fun. Of course, it's fun to get the back end out every once in a while. Alright, so the fourth thing that I actually love about this car is the sense of camaraderie that you get with other Corvette owners. And I know that this is a thing that happens with many different kinds of vehicles. It happens with Jeeps, it happens with Porsches. I mean, there's always going to be the purist for whatever kind of car that you're, enthusiast cars at least, that you're talking about. But with Corvettes, I mean, it's all different generations. You can have people driving a C2 or C3 Corvette, a really old one, or you can have someone in a C8 Corvette, a brand new one. And it doesn't matter what generation Corvette they're in, 95% of the time they will wave at you just because you're driving a Corvette. Speaking of, there goes a C5 right there. But I just think that's pretty cool. I've never owned a car that had a following such as this one, and and such a loyal like fan base of people who love these cars. So of course it's really cool seeing the waves from everybody. It's kind of like an unspoken thing. It's like just because we both have Corvettes, we're friends already, and that's kind of cool. All right, everyone. So the fifth and final thing that I would really like to say that I love about this car would be the exhaust note. This car is a Corsa Sport exhaust, and the Corsa is kind of known for popping, crackling, making all kinds of cool noises that we all love. And the nice thing is that when you're not driving this car hard, when you're just cruising and you want it to be like comfortable and quiet, it is quiet. You can't really hear it when you're just lugging the engine in 5th or 6th gear. It's really quiet, you can't hear it. But when you do want to hear the car, when you want it to be loud, it is plenty loud. So that's fun to kind of have both sides of it, because my car did not come with the dual mode exhaust that some of the Corvettes did come with. So it's nice to have an exhaust that can kind of do everything, it seems. But for example, see if you can hear it here. Yeah, she sounds good. Nice and meaty without being too loud. Nice and throaty. And let me see if I can get it to crack for you. Give it some pops. Yeah, she sounds pretty good. Plenty of pops. And I'm not sure how well the camera picks them up, but in person, they are quite loud. If you're driving between buildings or something, you will definitely hear them echoing, and you will hear them bouncing off the walls and the sound coming back to you again. So I just think that's really cool. I've never had a car that pops like this. In addition to that, sometimes between shifts, if you rev the car out, it will pop between gears. And that is just, if you've never experienced that, a good manual transmission car that pops between shifts is the most satisfying thing ever. It is amazing. It's just, let me see if I can get some clips of it for you. Alright, so just to give you a little idea of what I'm talking about, listen here between gears. Yeah, so as you can hear, between each shift, you can hear like one or two nice like big pops, crackles, and that is just the most satisfying thing ever. When you're banging gears, it's the best noise to hear. You gotta love it. There's no way you couldn't like that. All right, everyone, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I do want to start doing more videos that are more like this style, like me talking to the camera. And eventually I would actually like to start doing car reviews. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned, and more videos to come shortly.